Hi Russian learners, Oksana here. Welcome to Yes It's Russian. So today's video is going to be dedicated to Russian vocabulary and grammar, and in particular we're going to be talking about one single Russian verb, which is читать, or to read. We're going to learn what it means, in what context it is used. We'll learn its present tense conjugation, and also we'll learn some useful phrases with it, and also talk about how to build different types of sentences with it. So if the theme of today's lesson is interesting to you and you want to know more about this Russian verb to read, or meaning читать, please continue watching this video till the very end. So the Russian verb читать has its literal meaning in English, which is to read, and it is used in the same context as it is in English, meaning when you are reading something like a book, a newspaper, or some texts. So читать literally means to read, and I want you to take notice that this verb has its special ending. It is, of course, the infinitive form of a verb, and here its ending is these two letters, which is t and the soft sign t. So this is one of several endings of the infinitive forms of Russian verbs, and t is actually one of the most commonly encountered in Russian verbs. So if you see a word in a sentence or in any text ending in t, chances are it is a verb in its infinitive form. But of course, the infinitive form of a verb is more can be seen more only in dictionaries, and when you use Russian verbs in a sentence, you have to conjugate it accordingly to the tense and also to the person. So let us talk about the present tense for now, only conjugation of this verb to read, and once we will talk about it, we'll be able to make some sentences with this verb to read. So here you can see the conjugation in the present tense of the verb to read, читать. Let us go over all of these forms. So the first person conjugation, singular, is я, or I, and читать, the verb читать, changes here into читаю. Я читаю, meaning I read or I'm reading. And the plural version will be мы, or we, читаем. Or мы читаем, or we read, or we are reading. The second person conjugation in the singular will be читаешь, ты читаешь, or in English, you are reading or you read. And in this case, it will be either in informal speech, or when also in informal speech, or addressing a single person. And in the plural will be читаете, вы читаете, or you read or you are reading, meaning it is in informal speech addressing, in a formal speech addressing a single person or a group of people. And the third person conjugation in the singular will be он, она читает, meaning he or she reads or is reading, and in the plural it will be они читают, or they read or they are reading. So to correctly use the verb читать in Russian, you will have to learn these 6 forms by heart, and since you achieve this, it will be quite easy for you to build any types of sentences with this verb in the present tense. And now let us write down some types of sentences that can be built with this verb to read. So, of course, when using the verb читать, or to read in a sentence, it has to be followed up by this very object, this something that you are reading. So let us build some sentences in Russian using some words representing objects that can be read. And for example, as you can see here, we can read a text. And in Russian, text is текст. So how to build a sentence with the verb читать and this sentence text. So we just have to put the verb to read, читать, in the correct present tense conjugation. So here we see я, meaning I, and we see that the correct form used with this pronoun will be читаю. So we are writing this. Я читаю текст. It will be I'm reading a text or I read a text. And next will be мы, and for мы we have this form читаем, and we're using this form here, читаем. Мы читаем текст. We are reading a text or we read a text. Next, a letter is also can be read. So in Russian, letter is письмо, письмо, письмо. So to say he, for example, is reading or reads a letter, we'll have to use the correct form of the verb to read, which corresponds to the pronoun on, which is a third person conjugation in its singular form, and on will be он читает, он читает. So он читает письмо, it will be translated as he reads a letter or he is reading a letter, and it is the way of using the verb to read in the present tense. Next, another thing that can be read is a magazine, which in Russian is журнал. Журнал. So to build a sentence with it, for example, using the pronoun она, we have to put the verb читать in the correct present tense conjugation. And here она corresponds to the form читает. So we're writing down this form of the verb читать, and we get она читает журнал. Means she reads a magazine or she is reading a magazine. It is the present tense conjugation. Next, a tale can also be read, and tale in Russian is рассказ, рассказ. So to say that they read a tale or they are reading a tale, we'll have to put читает in the third person singular conjugation, present tense conjugation, and plural, они. So они, the correct form of the verb читать will be читают. So они читают рассказ. They read a tale or they are reading a tale. So они is the third person conjugation in the plural form они, and the correct verb form will be читают. Next, роман, which is a novel, it also can be read. So to say, for example, you read or you are reading a novel, we'll have to put the verb читать in the second person conjugation in the singular. So it will be читаешь, ты читаешь. So we're putting it here. Ты читаешь. Ты читаешь роман. You read a novel or you are reading a novel in the informal or casual conversations. Next, also предложение can be read. Предложение, предложение, meaning sentence. So to say you read a sentence or you are reading a sentence, here we have the pronoun вы, and to this pronoun corresponds this form of the verb читать, which is читаете. Вы читаете. Вы читаете предложение. Вы читаете предложение. You read a sentence or you are reading a sentence. Next, an exercise can be also read, and exercise in Russian is упражнение. 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 So to say we are reading or we read an exercise, we're taking the form of the verb to read in the corresponding to the pronoun мы, which is читаем. So мы читаем упражнение. Мы читаем упражнение. And also a rule can be read, which is a правило. правила, правила. So to say he or she reads a rule or she's reading a rule, we are taking the form читает, corresponding to the pronoun она. So it will be она читает правила. She reads a rule. Она читает правила. Also, pay attention that some words representing the objects that can be read has to be changed when used in a sentence with the verb to read, читать. So I'm talking about these nouns which are сказка, meaning fairy tale, книга, meaning book, and литература, meaning literature. So to use these nouns with the verb to read, читать, we'll have to put these nouns in the genitive case, that is, change their endings. So сказка in the genitive case will be transformed into сказку, книга книгу, and литература into литературу. So to build the sentences with it, we'll be using the verb читать in the correct present tense conjugation, and also the these words in the genitive case. So to say yeah, I read a fairy tale, we'll be saying я читаю сказку. Читаю, so we take the form of the verb читать in the correct present tense conjugation, and we're adding the pronoun сказка in the genitive case, which is сказку. Я читаю сказку, meaning I read a fairy tale, or I am reading a fairy tale. Using the word книга, which is book, in the genitive case, so the sentence will be он читает книгу, he is reading a book, or he's reading a book. And with the example of the word литература, we're taking it in the genitive cases as well, so in this form литературу. Мы читаем литературу. We are reading we're reading literature, or we read literature. So that is what you have to remember. Here in these examples, the nouns used with the verb to read, читать, do not change, but these three, at least I'm giving you this for now, but of course there are many more, but these are the most commonly used nouns. They have to be changed into the genitive case forms. But of course, when we talk more about the cases, you will be able to determine yourselves in which types of situations the noun has to be changed or not. But for now, just remember these forms and the way they are used with the verb. And now let us also talk briefly about the way the sentences are built with this verb, and I'm going to be talking about firstly about the general question to the sentence. So here we have two examples of sentences, which is он читает and ты читаешь. And the general questions in Russian are built very simply. You just add the question mark at the end and change your intonation. So the general question to the sentence он читает will be он читает. So you just have to raise your intonation when saying the question. So он читает, affirmative, and он читает is the question. And the same with this example. Ты читаешь, ты читаешь, ты читаешь, он читает, ты читаешь. So this is very easy, I think, how to build the general question. And of course, there can be two types of answering these questions. It will be either yes or no. And here are the examples of the full answers to this question. Like, are you reading? You will say either yes, I'm reading. Да, я читаю. Да, я читаю. So you're just adding the да in front of the affirmative sentence, я читаю. Or you can say, no, I'm not reading. Нет, я не читаю. So you're saying the word no, нет, and you're putting the negative particle не in front of the verb. So нет, я не читаю. The same thing can be with other forms of the verb to read, used in different types, different conjugations. So, for example, нет, she's not reading. Она не читает. So the affirmative will be она читает, and negative will be она не читает. You're just using also the word нет, no. And the same thing can be used with other examples. Он читает письмо, он не читает письмо. Они читают рассказ, они не читают рассказ. So this is a very simple way to build negative sentences, just using the particle не in front of the verb. And of course, when talking about reading something, you will also be interested to ask a question about what exactly is a person reading. So to build these types of sentences, the question in Russian, let us look at the affirmative first. So affirmative sentence is он читает, he reads or he is reading. So to ask what he is reading, we'll use the word, the interrogative pronoun что, which means what, and we put this interrogative pronoun in front of the sentence, in front of the pronoun in the beginning. So the question will be что он читает. What is he reading or what he reads. And for example, let us use ты читаешь, you read or you are reading. And we are putting the interrogative pronoun что in the beginning. Что ты читаешь? Что ты читаешь? What are you reading or what you read? And here will the person will answer я читаю текст, I'm reading a text, or я читаю книгу, I'm reading a book. So that is how you do. You just put the interrogative pronoun in the beginning of the sentence, and don't forget to put the question mark and use the rising intonation building up your question. So that is all for today's lesson about the Russian verb читать, meaning to read. I hope you found it informative and useful. And I also wanted to remind you to learn these forms of the present tense conjugation of the verb читать. It will be a great step up in your learning experience. Please do that, and it will help you a lot to build some Russian sentences. And also, please, if you have any questions, write them down in the commentary section. I will definitely answer all of the questions you have. And if you have any ideas about what you would like to see in further lessons, please also feel free to write them down. So thank you for watching. Please support this video with a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you very soon in my next video. Goodbye.